Hello guys, welcome to CoderCrab. So today we'll discuss about front end. So before that, if you like our videos, if you want to see more videos from us, please subscribe us. Or if you like our videos, comment if you have any problem with you. It's some of the explanations we provided. Okay. Anyways, coming to the topic. So we have a very interesting topic today, and it's hot in market. That is front end, right? So front end has evolved. It is now quite mature, just like backend. Okay. Earlier it used to be HTML, CSS, JavaScript. More if you want to explore, be jQuery, right? Other than that, it was there's nothing structured right now. There are lots of libraries, there are lots of frameworks, complex framework like Angular, very much cool library and very much good for medium range enterprises and applications like your React, Vue. There are lots of things, and even CSS frameworks like Tailwind, very handy, very easy. JS frameworks, which are libraries which are very good for smaller snippets and components like Bootstrap, MetroUI, semantics. There are lots of things like which you can utilize. Okay, so let's discuss about these things. What you should know to become a very successful, and what companies are looking for. That is most important, right? What companies are looking for in you as a front-end developer, and what you need to learn before you go as a front-end developer for an interview, or you want to work on some front-end freelancing priorities. That's up to you. Okay, so this will help people who are starting from scratch, definitely. Then if you are moving from, you are having IT expertise and you are moving to IT front end, right, front end development, then it will help you. If you have already worked in front end and not very worked in frameworks and all, you can find yourself suitable. You can skip some chapters, so skip some things and start where you fit in, right? So let's start. Okay, so I have divided this front end development into four parts. Okay, four levels. So let's start with the first level. Okay, so front end development. In this, the first level we'll discuss about the first level. So level one. Okay, so this level is a building block, you can say, or the fundamentals. This funda is really required. Without this, you cannot move. Okay, so the first thing that would come into your plate is HTML. Okay, so HTML doesn't mean you will learn only your anchor tag, your image tag, your table. There are lots of things, new things coming into picture in HTML5. There are lots of accessibility things. There are lots of things. But first, to learn about, you should go for your general tags, anchor, heading, header tags, sections, and all those things. Other than that, forms. Forms are must. Okay, it is very much required. And then HTML5 new tags. Whatever new tags available, what are the purpose? There are lots of new tags are available. You can see those documentation. Okay, and you utilize it, practice it. That will be helpful. Other than that, know about accessibility tools. It is good to have accessibility. Okay, it is good to have. Okay, now this is HTML. Then second thing is your old time buddy CSS, right? It's there. Okay, CSS3, right? So in CSS we should be knowing three most important things that I always highlight is flex, grid, and float. So these things you need to know, okay? How to place things, how to place a box, a div, how to place a div inside div, parallel divs, you know many things, right? You want to style things in a different way, and you want to place you create a layout. So basically, this will help you in designing the layouts. So this is must, okay? Then once you are done with the CSS, then comes your JS. Okay, so JS first thing that you should learn is your how JS works. That is how JavaScript executes. Okay, so I can refer you to one very good. I feel like Aksai's Namaste JavaScript. It really is a very good one. So you can go for that. It explains fundamentals really good. Okay, so go for that one. There you will find many things that will be useful. So the basic of it you should learn closures. Okay, then you should learn prototype. You should learn posting. Okay, this is very essential. Again, you should learn event handling and bubbling. Okay, event handling and event bubbling. uh, don't worry if you are not able to read it here. I'll provide it in description the whole chart, so don't worry about it, you can follow it up. Okay, then your one more wing is asynchronous. Okay, asynchronous JavaScript. Here you should learn two things it is very much required these days: promise and observables. You should know how it works. Okay, then these are the things that you should be knowing. Okay, of course you would be knowing about functions, how you would write functions, and constant as a function, variable as a function, constant as a function. Those things you should be knowing, right? So this is the level one that you should be knowing. Okay, then let's go to level 2, front end dev, level 2. Okay, so here the first thing I have marked is storage. So storage, local storage, session storage, local storage, then session storage, then cookies. How you can utilize these things that you should be knowing. Okay, then advanced CSS. Okay, so in advanced CSS, what are the things you should be knowing? First is SASS or SCSS. Then you can go for less. If you practice CSS well, this won't be problem. These things are very easy for you. Just synthetical differences and different way of storing where as a variable and all those things you should be knowing, right? So in this you should be knowing, and one more is post CSS. So these things will help you, right? Next, in case of JS, you should go for TypeScript. Okay, because TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript, so it won't be a problem if you have already learned JS to some extent. It will just make you understand the way of object-oriented programming works, and it will help you to stick to the types, data types, and all those things, right? So it won't be a big challenge. It is easier. Okay. Then one thing we should be knowing is here. Addition to this is package manager. Okay, so what is package manager? So I'll not recommend for all, just go for npm and yarn. This two would be enough. You should be knowing about it. Okay, now next thing is build tools. Build tools. Okay, so in build tools you will get two types of it, not type, kind of two concepts: runners, okay, or task runners, and bundlers. So in bundlers, in runners you will see npm scripts. Okay, and in bundlers you will see a very interesting topic, Webpack. And believe me, Webpack is in hype these days because of micro front ends. Okay, so Webpack is very essential. Go for this. Okay, other than that, once this is done, you should be knowing one version control. Version control. So uh, I suggest to go for GitHub. Okay, where you can store your code and know these basic commands: check in, check out, how you push the code, how you pull the code, how you resolve conflicts, how you merge code. So these things are very much essential. It is must for any company, any commercial thing. And one last thing here in level 2 is your web components. This is very much required for usability. There are three type of thing. One is template, one is shadow DOM, okay, and one is custom elements. Custom elements, okay. So if we'll see, this is storage is the first thing, second thing advanced CSS, third is JavaScript TypeScript version, okay, I mean JavaScript language you can say. Then 4 is package manager, 5 is build tools, 6 is GitHub or Git, okay, version controlling, 7 is web components. So these are the 7 things we should be knowing in level 2, okay. Next is level 3. Level 3, okay. So in level so now level 3, so in level 3 we should be knowing first thing is design framework. Design framework, okay. So what are the design frameworks available? Your I prefer to go for Bootstrap first, okay. So go for Bootstrap, or you can choose mat also, material UI, up to you, but Bootstrap is better, it is easier to learn, okay. Then you need to learn this here comes the major thing, you need to learn one JavaScript or front end framework you can say, okay, framework or library you can say, that is easier to learn is React. If you have time to give, then you can go for Angular, okay. Believe me, you can jump here to here easily. So if you are learning React, then it is good for medium range, you will get more opportunities than Angular. If you're learning Angular, you will get exposure in complex it is very much used in complex tools, complex ERP solutions, so you can go for Angular. Both the things, it is okay to go, no issues. You will have alternatives in designs and all those things. In React, the most important thing you should learn is Redux, okay. Then hooks, these two things is must, you should be completely knowing about these two things. Here you need to know in Angular RxJS, ngrx, okay, just like Redux. And then you should be knowing the Angular hooks, okay. So this is you should be knowing, okay, in these two. Now in case of React, how server side rendering works. In case of Angular, how server side rendering works. SSR, you should be knowing it. So the SSR versus server side rendering versus pre-rendering, okay, how these things works, you should be knowing. In both the cases, you should be knowing one more thing, that is called lazy loading, okay. And one more thing on it is routing. Okay, so these are the essential things you should be, if you are learning any of it, you should be knowing how to do it. Okay, so this is must. Next here is one more thing, that is called CSS frameworks like Tailwind, Chakra. There are many in market, you can utilize, it will be easier to learn, okay. So these are the three things, this will take a little while for you to learn this level, but this is really awesome, okay. So let's now go for level 4. So level 3, design framework, JavaScript framework and CSS framework, you should be knowing these things, okay. Now level 4, level 4, okay. So in this level we would be knowing first thing is unit test. So in unit test, Karma, Jasmine, Cypress. If you want end-to-end testing or something, use Puppeteer. Okay. There's React unit test frameworks also. You can, if you are using Angular, Karma and Jasmine will be enough. If you are using React, then there's a React unit test framework that you can utilize also. So all these things you need to know. Okay, how to test your code which you have written, right? Then next is how to deploy your code. This is very much essential, how to deploy. Okay, so now you can go for AWS free tier, or you can go for Firebase, and deploy your front-end code. Okay, so this is very much essential. Now, next thing is what you should be knowing is how to design a middleware. Middleware. So there is a cross origin policy. Okay, so it will generally comes when your front end and back end are in different servers and are trying to communicate with each other, right? So to avoid this kind of, it is one of the use case. Okay, there are lots of use cases, right? So how do you call the APIs, right? So for this reason you need to know how to design a middleware. So for that you can utilize express over node. Okay, so you should be knowing this one. Okay, next is to you, and then you will be utilizing that in your program, right, in your front end, right? So for that, HTTP client or fetch API. Okay, so these things, or if you are using Axios, that is up to you. So these things also you need to know. This will help you to call an API and render the data, right? So this is express with middleware, then the API calls. This is another part. So this is first, this is second, this is third, this is fourth. Okay, these four things you should be knowing in level 4. Then after this, if you have time or if you want to learn advanced thing, go for Next.js. Okay, and along with that you can work with a micro front end. Micro front end is evolved with a module of federation framework, that you can cover. This is optional, you don't have to go for now. Once you are expert in all this level 4, you have some hands-on in everything, you have created 2-3 application, go for these things. And Next.js is open. Once you are good with React, you can always go for Next.js. It won't be a big deal, but yes, once you learn everything, go for Next.js and you can learn it. Okay, so this is all for all the labels. I hope it will help you in your journey. So once we are also uploading the video related to these things, we will be uploading it in descriptions, all the links. Whenever you will upload some of the things out of it, then we'll be giving the links here in the description. Okay, all the best guys, thank you, bye bye.